Certain occupations are more at risk of exposure to violence. It's a fact. For example, employees working alone, working late at night, or working in high crime areas are more likely to be subjected to an act of violence. This seems like common sense, right? If you or other coworkers routinely deal with upset customers, you know how situations can sometimes get out of control. Having a strategy and a plan for resolving conflicts is beneficial. That's where conflict de-escalation techniques come in handy. Anticipating potential conflict is important for preparedness, and there are many verbal and nonverbal cues to be mindful of as a situation unfolds. For recognition, here are some typical signs of a conflict escalation. A person clenching their fist or tightening and untightening their jaw. A sudden change in body language or tone used during a conversation. If the person starts pacing or fidgeting. A change in eye contact. Moving into a defensive position with their chest poked out and arms pulled away from their body. Disruptive behaviors such as yelling, screaming, or actively becoming defiant. So what can you do in order to help de-escalate a conflict situation? Here are some tips. And remember, this isn't a step-by-step list of actions, but rather a menu of options that prove useful in a situation where you recognize the potential for conflict. The first step of de-escalation is to calm yourself. Often when we are in the moment, we will match the other person's energy. Before any interaction with someone that is upset, you have to control your own emotions before speaking. Calm down, take a deep breath, and begin to look at the entire situation and how you can engage with the individual safely. When speaking, use a low, dull tone of voice, and remember to avoid becoming defensive, even if the person is yelling insults at you. Becoming aware of your situation, also called situational awareness, is very important. This could include other people in the room, objects such as chairs, tables, or items on a table, or the space around you, like exits or barriers that would limit you from leaving the room if the situation becomes uncontrollable. You should avoid placing yourself in any room where you have to go by, or through someone, to get out. Another consideration would be the other person's ability to leave the area. You should never put a person in a situation where they feel trapped. This only adds a level of frustration to the conflict. Appear or look to be as non-threatening as possible. Always look calm and self-assured, even if you don't feel it. Maintain limited eye contact and try to stay at the same eye level. If the person is sitting, you should sit. Avoid standing over the other person. Again, this presents a situation that can only add to the other person's frustration. Encourage the person to be seated, but if they stand, you should stand up as well. Maintain a neutral facial expression. Place your hands in front of your body in an open and relaxed position. Don't shrug your shoulders or place your hands on your hips if you are standing. This is a nonverbal sign that you are in charge or demonstrating superiority over the other person. Don't point your finger at the person. Avoid excessive gesturing, pacing, fidgeting, or shift your weight. If possible, maintain a public space distance, which is about 10 to 12 feet. Make a personal connection. Something as simple as asking, "What is your name?" can diffuse a situation quickly because people respond positively to their own name, and it can make the dialogue more personal. And remember, saying thank you and please always shows your professionalism and demonstrates a level of respect to the other person. Listening to the other person's concerns and acknowledging their feelings is very important. Empathy needs to be shown during a conflict situation. Even if you don't agree with the person's position, expressing an understanding as to why the person feels a particular way will often resolve the conflict. Sometimes it's best to just let a person get something off their chest. Clarifying, paraphrasing, and open-ended questions helps to ensure the person is aware you have understood their frustrations completely. Ask to take notes. Ask for their ideas or solutions to resolve their concerns. Help them talk out angry feelings rather than to act on them. And most importantly, let them speak without cutting them off. Shift the conversation to the future. Create hope, and you make yourself less threatening. Using terms like "what" and "we" makes a person feel involved in future plans. Get the person to say yes. It is very hard for a person to stay angry towards you if they are agreeing with you. It's important to understand that no person, group, or set of conditions can guarantee that a conflict will proceed constructively. If de-escalation is not working, stop. If you feel the situation feels unsafe, walk away. Also, remember to be patient, calm, and aware of the situational surroundings should a conflict arise in your workplace. Most importantly, have a plan to protect yourself if the worst-case scenario starts to unfold. Now, let's check your knowledge on the concepts we just covered.